Willkommen zum aktuellen GOLDINVEST Exklusivinterview. Wir sprechen heute mit First Graphene, einem australischen Graphenproduzenten, der in letzter Zeit entscheidende Fortschritte gemacht hat. Heute ist bei uns Executive Director Peter Youth, der uns einige nähere Erläuterungen zu dieser Entwicklung geben wird. Welcome, Peter. It has been a while since we last talked, and First Graphene has been very busy during that time. What arguably has been one of the most important developments, though, is the recent granting of the GOLDINVEST, if I pronounce that correctly, approval to the company. Please explain what that is and what it means for First Graphene.
Yeah, hi, Vaughan. It has been a while, and it's nice to be speaking with you again. Our staff have been really busy in the preparation and lodgement of the GOLDINVEST application. This approval was important as it places FGR in the unique position of being the only company in Australia which is legally permitted to manufacture, import and sell graphene powders.
Okay, so First Graphene is the first company to receive this approval and as such already has a huge advantage over the competition. Now, if I understand correctly, though, this advantage is even better as your application data is protected for 5 years. Could you please elaborate on that?
It was necessary for FGR to obtain many research reports in preparing its GOLDINVEST application. And as we're a member of the BCHA REACH consortium, we were able to use this data in our application. Now, none of this data will be released for a period of 5 years. So this means other potential manufacturers or importers will not be able to get a free piggyback on the considerable work which was completed by FGR in getting this approval.
Oh, okay, I understand. Now, there was a thing in the recent press release where First Graphene said that the Department of Environment and Energy will still have to respond to the GOLDINVEST report. I guess that's just a formality?
Yes, it is just a formality for Department of Environment and Energy to respond to GOLDINVEST.
Okay, perfect. So, if GOLDINVEST approval allows First Graphene to start selling its product in Australia, tell us what is happening in that regard, please. Perhaps you can give us a short overview of what orders the company already has lined up and in which areas you see the most potential to quickly start sales apart from that.
As we've stated previously, our product concentration at this point in time is on composites and polyurethane products. The reason for this is we know our product improves the mechanical performance of these materials from a flexural, abrasion, and tensile strength basis. But, and this is important to many potential customers, we're also seeing improved fire retardancy characteristics in the polyurethanes. However, more verification is required on the quantum of this improvement. So we're dealing with a number of entities and looking to finalise supply agreements with those parties.
Sounds interesting. But you're not only focused on Australia, apart from First Graphene being the only company licensed to sell graphene there, you're also one of only a few that are allowed to sell up to 10 tons, I think it is, of material in the UK and Europe. Are you making progress in that respect? Are there any sales to record already?
You are correct. FGR is one of only 4 companies which are permitted to sell up to 10 tonnes of graphene powders in the EU and the UK. So this means FGR is the only entity in the world permitted to do that and also manufacture and sell in the Australian market. Our UK office also has a number of potential clients, and in fact, smaller quantities of graphene powder have been sold to entities in Europe and Ireland for testing.
Okay, good to know. Now, the news about GOLDINVEST has allowed the First Graphene stock to break out of the range it has been trading in this year, and the market cap has risen close to, I think, 120 million Australian dollars. Do you think, in your personal opinion, that this is a fair valuation, and where and why would you see additional potential?
Look, in my opinion, this re-rating of the FGR share price is deserved. Of the graphene entities in the world, we are unique in a number of fronts. Firstly, as outlined previously, there is our unique regulatory approval position for manufacture and sales. Secondly, we have a ready-built production capacity from which we can start selling bulk graphene quantities. Our facility in Henderson is arguably the largest graphene manufacturing facility in the world. Our product is unique. There is no one else producing a product to compete with the PureGraph range, and certainly the PureGraph 20 with its large platelet size and enormous aspect ratio and strength. There is no doubt we are the world's leading graphene company, as our positioning statement says.
Okay. Thank you very much for taking the time talking to us, and we'll of course be checking in to see how it all goes now that you've got these important approvals. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you very much for the interview. Good to talk to you again.